It just feels like this is so dry. So it's currently like 7:53. I don't know how that's a guess when you look at the clock. You're like, that's the time. It's early. It's a Saturday. I'm headed to a coffee shop just to plan out some like video stuff for the future. And I was thinking this morning about my relationship with the Lord. I was sitting down at the table with my Bible out, and I was just thinking. And I was actually praying, and I said to the Lord, I said, you know, Lord, I'm sorry. Sometimes it just feels like this is so dry. And then I thought to myself, you know, I don't ever tell my other friends that. Like, I don't ever tell a friend, like, hey, I'm sorry, our relationship is just so dry. You know what I mean? I don't ever, like, sit down with one of my girlfriends and say, sorry, this is dry. Because, like, at any moment, I can make it not dry. You know, like, when I'm with a friend, I can say, hey, let's go to a coffee shop we've never been to before. Like, let's go, it's fall right now. Let's go to the pumpkin patch, or like, let's go do something, you know, that we've never done before. Let's create new memories. Let's get to know each other in new ways. And so, I was thinking about why I don't do that with God. And to be honest, I felt like in my own mind this morning, I kind of like pointed the finger back to me and said, well, whose fault is that really? Is it God's fault? Or is it my fault? I'm not answering it either way, but I just thought it was a valid question to ask. I don't feel like God is boring, honestly. I feel like he is super interesting. I feel like he's full of things to say. The Bible calls him a great counselor. And it's really interesting because God came down to us in the form of a man, and his name was Jesus. Jesus has not gone back to, you know, somewhere random and become an energy ball. Like, he's still a man, and he's a man on a throne. And when we die, if we're believers, we're going to reign with Jesus on his throne. And that's like the whole point of life, you know. And if Jesus is a man, I can have, like, even though I can't touch him right now, I will one day. And I think it's really interesting to just think of Jesus as an actual man. Like, he's 100% God. I'm not declaring that he's not. He is 100% God. Don't get it twisted. But he's also 100% man, and that's a beautiful thing, because if I don't ever look at my friend and say, like, yo, dude, you're so boring. I mean, you might say that to some of your friends. Be nice, okay? But to most of my friends personally, I never say, like, oh, man, this is just a dry relationship. I think we need to, like, I'm just done. I'm done. I'm going to go find someone else to hang out with. I never do that to my friends. Like, I think, like, hey, if we've been hanging out at the house too much, like, let's get out and go do something different. Like, let's go. And so I'm trying to take this analogy and apply it to my relationship with God. How can I switch it up to make things vibrant in my relationship with God? You know, do I need to just, like, stop doing so much? Do I need to go on a walk and just pray in the Spirit? Like, do I need to go, you know, to a coffee shop I've never been to before, bust out my Bible, my journal, like all of us millennial hipsters, and just have a Devo time? You know what I mean? Do I need to just check out a new church service? Or do I need to go get with a friend that loves God and just talk to them about what I'm going through and pray with each other? Like, that stuff like that, it's so small and monotonous that we think that it's not powerful, but it's so powerful. Do I need to fast and pray? That, whoa, don't talk about that, right? Like, people get scared, say the word fast, people start really getting weird, for real, like, it's weird. But fasting is one of the greatest ways to tenderize your heart and to make things come alive again. Not in your own might, but God definitely has touched me through periods of fasting. Got to be led, but hey, if he leads you, it's amazing. He's incredible. He can do tremendous things. So my point behind all this is, when your relationship with God is dry, is it God's fault? I'm not sure, but I will say this: God is really faithful, and in Thessalonians it says that he is faithful and he will do it. And I just want to say that if you, like I have at times, feel like your relationship with God is dry, to simply pray a prayer and ask him to make it vibrant again. And I really believe that he is faithful and he will do it. So with that, yeah, that's it. That's really it. That's just morning thoughts, and I wanted to share them. Now I'm off to do some fun stuff at the coffee shop. I'm gonna get a ham cheese croissant. Hallelujah. Anyways, that's all I got. Yeah, have a good day, guys, and I love y'all. I love y'all a lot.